Hello everyone, welcome into Above My Pay Grade. My name is Eric. As we talked about the other day, the railroad strike. Finally, the government came in and basically just told the railroad workers, hey, you can't strike, that's illegal now. And you got to take this deal temporarily from a railroad company. And even though I think that's an overstretch from the government, big time, getting involved in labor disputes, I do find it interesting that they had to side with the company itself, right? Because who makes the donations to their campaigns? It's probably not the workers, it's the company itself. But they didn't go as far as Britain did. And Britain is in a little bit of a conundrum. They have an energy crisis. And one of the huge things about Britain is they have a national medical insurance is paid for by the public, and therefore doctors, nurses, etc. Are paid by the government. So nurses are about to strike because they're demanding more pay because inflation is over 10% in England. Now, I'm surprised our government didn't try this with the railroad strike, but go ahead and listen to what this guy has to say about the nurses and what they should do.
Divided to, I hope, send a very clear message to Mr. Putin that he can't use energy as a weapon in this way, and we will remain united, which is why we've accepted the pay review bodies on the NHS and on schools.
You know, a nurse on 20 grand a year, you would think that maybe there were other ways of sending Putin a clear message on Ukraine rather than the fact that you're going to have to have a real-term pay cut.
No, but we've accepted the pay review body on nurses. And as I said to you, last year they got 3%. This year's recommendation is £1,400. So the starting salary of a nurse would be £31,000. It is difficult. I'm absolutely, conscious of the fact of how hard things are at the moment, but this is not a time to go for 19% pay rise that will cost £10 billion.
Yeah, that's right. Communism wins. Putin wins if you ask for a raise. Never mind, this guy probably has gotten multiple raises and is living off the taxpayer's dime. But I think we're going to see more of this kind of desperation from Western leaders, because the problem is they're between a rock and a hard place. They have done things like export their energy production, export their labor to China and other countries. And so if these other countries do something that they disagree with, they're kind of screwed. They are, because they have to say, well, where else are we going to get our energy from? And energy is life, so what are they going to do? They're kind of screwed. And so this virtue signaling and like, hey, get down for the cause. We can't pay you more. I'm sorry. All that means is just lower standard of living. And here in the United States, we're seeing it already with the military. People are getting out at a clip that is abnormal. People are either retiring, and they would have stayed in longer than 20 years, or they're getting out after their first enlistment for a number of different factors, but one of them is pay. Because in the military, you are forced to move, and in this crazy real estate environment, it's very, very difficult to get a new house when you're forced to move by the military and there's no on-base housing available. So people are demanding higher pay through their actions, and the military can't provide it. Or the government can't provide it because we're in massive amounts of debt. Same with England. And they don't want to admit that to you, unfortunately. They don't want to say, hey, the true reason we can't pay you more and the true reason we're having inflation right now is because our balance sheet, we owe so much money that if we were to pay you more, we have to take on more debt. See, that's the problem, unfortunately. So we'll see what comes of this, but I thought that was a very valiant effort by politicians from England. Hey, you want Putin to win? I didn't think so. Why don't you just stick with the pay you got now? Because if we give you a raise, Putin wins. Oh man, that's funny. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. See you guys in the next one. Peace.